Hi guys, Storm here, back to you with another video. What is up, Ross Malinowski? Don't remember you, sorry. I think I've seen you in the chat a couple of times and it doesn't say you're streaming, it just says you, oh there it is. Now it says you're watching. Weird, it said you commented before you were even watching. But yeah, what's up guys, another video. I took a break from Warzone. A lot of bugs, a lot of glitches. Yep, I do appreciate liking and subscribe to my channel, as always. I don't entirely know why they keep doing this, but let's go over a couple of things. Biggest thing is a silent update. They've kind of taken out Vanguard Warzone. As you can see, they've made Vanguard Plunder, which is a little different. I don't know if it's going to be a permanent thing or a temporary thing. But if it's Vanguard Plunder, that means you cannot use, like, if I go into this. Ooh, that was a little bit of lag. Yeah, it won't let you use your guns that are not Vanguard, which is kind of annoying. People who play Vanguard play to upgrade all of their weapons. So yeah, I don't know who Ross Malinowski is. I don't know if he's being a troll and telling people to like and subscribe to my channel, or to like and to subscribe his channel that no one's heard of. I don't. And he's just trying to like steal viewers or something. I don't know. It's really bizarre. Say hi and then like and subscribe. It's just really bizarre. It said he was commenting before he was even watching the stream. Normally, that's not possible. Normally, it says someone's streaming and then they comment either shortly after or even immediately after, but not the other way around. You can't comment on something you're not currently watching. It's just bizarre. Anyway, so they've gotten rid of the Vanguard Warzone, which is kind of annoying. People actually like that. They kind of reversed it and made it really ugly. It just doesn't make any sense. They've also put down to, you know, get Vanguard, get 10% weapon XP, double battle pass, you know, 10% battle pass XP and 10% XP boost. I don't know if that's the same as double XP, but it is what it is. I guess no, double would be, I guess, 50%, you know, like 50% more XP. So yeah, that is what it is. But I'm trying to think, okay, well if I own Vanguard and I get that bonus, does that apply only to Vanguard characters and Vanguard weapons? Or does it apply to everything, right? You know, does it apply to leveling up my Vanguard characters? Does it apply to leveling up my weapons from other games, like the Modern Warfare Hacko weapons? And I've decided, some people are, you know, 50% of people calling Modern Warfare 4, 50% of people are just calling it Modern Warfare when it's not Modern Warfare at all. It's, you know, it's not the prequel, it's not, and apparently from when I was researching, it's not the sequel. So, and it's got all these different characters meeting together, so it's like, I can't call it MW4 anymore, I'm going to call it Hacko. Because, and what that stands for is half-assed crossover. Because that's what it is. They should have, you know, made it as, you know, Call of Duty crossover edition, you know. It might have been sounded lame, but it would make sense. Modern Warfare doesn't make sense. If we've gone over that, why it doesn't make sense and how retarded it is. Not a prequel, not a sequel, and we already had 2 Modern Warfares, so it doesn't make any sense. We've had Call of Duty 4, the real Modern Warfare, and we've even had the shitty knockoff Modern Warfare Remastered, so it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so yeah, Hacko, because it's a half-assed crossover. A lot of good things from when it first came out, but a lot of shitty things when it first came out. When I say a lot of good things, it's like kind of like, oh, that's really cool, and then it just dumbs down after the like first couple days, you know. So yeah, this is Call of Duty Hacko now, because it can't be MW, it can't be MW4, so it's Call of Duty Hacko. That's what I'm calling it. guys wanna do hashtag Hacko in the comments, it'd be greatly appreciated. We'll get this the real name exposed and have people call it for it is what it is. So yeah, so that's issue number 2. Let's go to issue number 3. I don't know why the battle pass is highlighted. If you can see the double XP tokens, career, weapon, battle pass, and operator. Battle pass is highlighted as yellow, which is really, really, really weird. I'm gonna just turn off notifications because I'm not trying to get spammed. I have a lot of my friends trying to spam me, so let me get rid of that real quick. There we go. So that's them. Next, we're gonna go over to the weapons. Instead of it just freezing and crashing the entire system, which it does, you know, after playing a couple of games anyway, and when you're in game, it used to do that, and it still does that, and then it also did it anytime you went to Gunsmith on any of the launchers. Now what it's doing instead is giving you a dev error of 896. So there's no way to customize the launchers, which is really annoying. They were also doing it for certain weapons when you want to update modification or create new modification. It seems like they are actually slowly, and I mean ever so slowly, snail pace, finally deciding to fix some issues. They're minor issues, they're not the important issues, they're fixing issues that are minute, and it's almost asinine. Like they're doing it and intentionally doing the ones that are not important, you know. But it's like, okay, if you're gonna do ones that are lesser important, at least do it the ones that the fans want you to fix, like the annoying ones that the fans keep bitching about, right? Do the ones that are annoying. Like, they did this half-assed, like they do everything nowadays. They got rid of the green square for the calling cards, but they didn't get rid of the green square for the emblem, which is really weird. They also changed the all the white calling cards, which they had a couple of them, and they actually fixed the visual, but they have the still not the right name of the calling card below, which is really fucking stupid, right? It's not that's not what this player card is called, you know, placeholder, right? ST card, you know, it's just, that's the digital name, that's the coded name. That's not what it's actually called or what it should be called, because it doesn't make any fucking sense, right? It's like putting someone's credit card information or a barcode on it. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes compense to code monkeys, but it's not the official name of the thing. So, okay, there's Fire, Embers. That's a great name for Fire and Embers. That's a great name for a calling card. War Torn. Hardened, Battle Hardened. Now I've seen everything. You know, you're something that describes what you're visually looking at, right? I still have, as you can see in the bottom left below the calling cards, because it shows twice, currently equipped. It doesn't show my emblem because I'm still, you know, like me, and I don't know who else is on board and doing it. You know, boycotting the fact that they stole the emblems that they stole from us. From watching, you know, I don't even use the Call of Duty app anymore. It's just a waste of my time. And it's like they're forcing you, okay, do multiplayer, do multiplayer, do multiplayer. Oh, once in a while, like once in a very blue moon, once every 6 months. Oh, hey, get a certain amount of kills in Warzone. Okay, and I'll participate that. But at this point, the app's gone to shit, the game's gone to shit, the company's gone to shit. It's all just gone to shit. So, yeah, I'm just like, took a break from this, not even using the app anymore. It's just an obnoxious piece of shit. Now it used for the Call of Duty companion app, it doesn't even allow you to. It used to, if you deleted members, it auto put inserted members in. Now it doesn't even do that. Now you don't have random people joining. Some that will help you, and some that will just sit there and try to get benefits for not doing anything. Right? And majority of us that you get the 1 or 2, 3 members that actually do something, and the rest of the people that would just sit there. And you knew that they were watching, right? They could contribute like 1 or 2 wins or whatever, if it was just based off wins, right? And they would be like, oh, look, we're so far ahead. There's no need to do it anymore. And because of that, the enemy team would just completely pass us by because they got complacent. Just idiotic shit like that. So yeah, still stuck on that. So that's issue number 3. Oh, and they also did the titles. They changed the title a little bit. It's not just glitched like a white thing. So now we got 2 placeholder ones. The frame, I've had multiple frames when I was doing the demo, the beta, and it's not allowing me to use it, which is really fucking idiotic. Why have calling card frames here if the ones I have, which are literally the only available calling card frames other than the ones you buy in the store, here, right? Speaking of, I don't even think they stopped doing freebies. They really need to do the freebies. That makes people want to look at the store. Believe it or not, that's the whole purpose of why they did freebies in the first place. They've lost their purpose. They've lost what made Call of Duty Call of Duty. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a cool ass gun. Really gaudy looking, but cool nonetheless. Kind of reminds me of that pistol from Black Ops 4 you would get for those who pre-ordered and that later added it as a bundle, which is just idiotic. And they always do that. They say, oh, limited edition, you can only do it if you pre-order, and it's a bunch of bullshit. They'll add it later. They reinserted the shotgun, and then also made an assault rifle version of the shotgun from World War II. So that's weird. It just looks so bad. I mean, that's visually appealing as hell. Like glow-in-the-dark spray paint. Don't get me wrong. Like some of them they're actually doing the right thing. The tracers, I've always liked the tracers because think of it. Yes, you're gonna get caught quicker and it's gonna be more showy. But think of it. Most of what they do, people buy because it's showy. They're not trying to be concealed. Also, besides the drawback of being more exposed and seeing where the person's easier way of seeing where the person, because the more bright is kind of like saying, hey, I'm here, I'm over here. People can trace the bullet from the tracers back to who the person's shooting at. But at the same time, if you're able to see where their bullets are being shot, similar to airsoft or paintball or whatever, like in real life, and you're actually visually able to see the bullets, you're going to increase your accuracy because then you can compensate to make a bit more accurate and more precise precision shot. That helps you with your accuracy. And it just looks cool doing it too. So yeah, I personally actually do enjoy the tracers. So they needed to add more freebie tracers, whether that be tracers in the battle pass like they were doing very, very seldom, but at least they did it, and occasionally like some kind of holiday tracer bundle. Like the best bundle, like I've already said, is that holiday bundle with the icicle sniper rifle. That was when they were going. They were still saying fuck you to the fans and purposely fucking with them, but there was some guy that actually wanted to do his job and actually taking the time to create these things. The one good guy at Activision, or the one good guy at whoever was working at Hako at the time, when Hako was the game before Cold War, then great for him. That's like when the good guy shines through all the sickness, the swamp. So, yeah, and this being at the bottom, it's like, there's so many cooler skins. Why put this at the bottom and make people pay actual money? If this was the Rose skin or a better skin than Rose skin, make people pay actual money, I would understand. But these aren't even that special, so I don't know why you're actually making people pay real money for something such a loser skin. They're not even that cool. This one, I guess, because they're trying to say Wakanda. And this one because it's, like glowing green and spray painting, pro thug, villain, joining the domestic terrorist organization, BLM, whatever, because they're toxic and whatever. it's just, it is what it is. So that's that issue. They've actually fixed the operators somewhat. They fixed it and broke it at the same time. So they fixed the levels. So that's great and all. They fixed the levels. They made it appropriate and accurate to the characters that needed fixing, right? Well, the problem with that is the last character I was working on was this. If you go to this character, I had already had maxed out the hip fire kills as Wade. And this was, even though I had, you know, how many? 100 hip fire kills? And this is already at 50, so I'd imagine this go to 150, 200 or something. Yeah, 150, got it. I obviously, if I get 100 hipfire kills, then I would already be on 2 on this. But even back then, the kills was glitched. No matter how many kills I got, it would still say 0 out of 50. So that's fucking bugged. And since I already completed the hipfire, they're like, ah, oh, see, you completed it, but we're gonna take you back and say, fuck you, you didn't complete it. So it's just all this bullshit. It's like, you know, you move 1 step forward, you take 2 steps back, or in this case, 10,000 steps back. It's like, we'll move an inch, but we'll take a mile, right? This is them fixing the levels is moving an inch of them doing what, you know, the bare minimum. Them being the taking a mile is doing everything they can to say, well, we'll fix the issue that you were bitching about, but we're gonna create new issues just to say fuck you to the fan base for calling us out and being lazy assholes that we are. We know we're lazy assholes. You know, we're not trying to hide it at all. But the fact you're gonna state the obvious, we're gonna punish you for it, right? It's the same reason why they broke the recent players list. And you know, I didn't think it could get any more broken, but since this false Ricochet was still as many hackers, if not more so, have emerged, which Ricochet is bullshit. It's like they've opened the floodgates of all the people they quote-unquote potentially hacked. All the 50,000 people they said they hacked, they're like, oh hey, come back. Yeah, we need you. We need you to start fucking with people. It's just they opened the floodgates. So it's just ridiculous. Yeah, because as soon as it opened, not only... Because at least one thing you could rely on was the recent squads. They purposely made the recent squads, which you couldn't invite someone, but you could add someone, so then you could manually invite someone through the friends list. That was semi-broken. But now, the whole thing they made that they purposely put in when they had no time in their hands. So it's like, you know, when they have lots of time in their hands, they're lazy as fuck. But when they have 0 time, they're super busy. They actually managed to pull something off, like the recent squad, when they're getting caught for raping and molesting people at their workplace, right? So they have no time to do it, but they do it anyway. They make time. They make it out of nothing. But all of a sudden, oh, we're going to take that away. We're under scrutiny, so we're trying to, like, we're not going to fix the original issue. We're too much of stubborn assholes to do that. But we're going to kind of fix it by placing it this. And you can't invite these recent squads. Like, that's the whole purpose of it. But we'll allow you to add them. Okay, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose. Now you can't even add them. Okay, so and I'm like, okay, you can't even add them. You can't even invite them. So what's the point? You can't break it anymore, can you? Wrong. Now you can't invite them, you can't add them, and they won't even show up as your recent squads. They won't. So it used to be like, okay, if you're playing a 4v, you know, a team of 4, right? You and 3 others. It would actually say you, and then the 3 others left to right, like you're reading in a book, like every other chronological order, right? It would be from reading a book. This person, this person, this person. So it'd be like an upside down L. But they got rid of that. And I'm like, okay, the next way to break it is that it's not, they're basically making like the recent players list, like one of the earlier recent players lists, where it not only doesn't show you anybody, but it's like mixed up in there. So you go to the recent squad, okay, they skip the whole mixing and matching and throwing in there, and just like, okay, now you have to search for the people in the recent squad. No, they skipped that process entirely. They made it to where, no, you're not going to have to search for them. They're just not going to be there. If you've played with someone recently, they're not going to be there. If they were on your team, they're not going to be there. Don't even bother searching. They're never going to be there. And I'm like, the fuck, dude? You know, you put... Sorry, I didn't realize my mic just shut off. It's been doing that recently where it just like literally shuts off for no reason. I don't know how much I missed. Hold on. Like this little, it's like a little thing on this cord, right? And it'll actually it'll slide up and down. And it's like, how is it able to do that? You normally you would have to do it with your thumb, but it's just doing it by itself. It's really weird. Anyway, I don't know how much you missed, so I'll briefly go over what I was talking about. Just the recent players have been messed with. The recent squad used to work, and it was already or when I say used to work, it was already broken, but at least it worked somewhat, right? You could add people, but you couldn't invite them, which defeats the whole purpose. Now they have it where the recent squads doesn't even work, even though, like, that when they had no time to make it, they made it, you know, because they were under scrutiny for being sexual harassing rapists at work. And it's like, when they have all the time in the world, they're just lazy as fuck. So that didn't make any sense. And it goes from the... I would say about last season, maybe even halfway of the last season, Black Ops 4 is when it originally started fucking up. When we actually had a 100% working recent players list. But that was when the issue started. It went from doing a chronological order from most recent to, you know, every single person you ever played with. It was perfectly ordered, it made sense, it worked 100%, to, okay, the guy you played with 2 games ago will be on the top of your list, as if they were just the guys you just got done playing with, and the guys you just got done playing with will be below them. So it's kind of this weird reversal bullshit. That's when it started. Then that became... okay, the guys that you want to play with are at the bottom. Okay, so I have to literally scroll all the way down, or some of the Call of Duty games, I think it was Cold War, where you could just press up and it skipped all the way to the bottom, but some of them you literally have to scroll all the way down. There's no, like, if you've played certain role-playing games or something, where if you go all the way to the left of the map where it ends, like the world's a flat earth kind of thing, you somehow teleport to the other side of the right side of, like, the whole map, the whole world being square. So, similar to this, you go all the way to the top, and you push past the top when you're already at the number 1 out of 200, and it skips all the way to the 200 one. Some games just do that, some of their variants wouldn't. So that's weird. So, it's just getting worse to where sorry about that. um Gotta fly. Anyway, so don't you just hate it when flies buzz in your nose or get in your ear or something? We have really nasty neighbors. Just a low class black family. Just they don't clean. Bunch of hoarders. Nasty, nasty. So as soon as they open the door, it's like the flood or the plague, and just bugs come out of their house, and they just somehow love to come over here. So it's just ridiculous. We're the opposite. So anyway, so it went from the bottom being where you would find them sometimes, to where now you have to literally search, and it's where's Waldo of the recent players, to the recent players no longer works at all, to it works sometimes, but if you try to go past a certain amount, like 40 players, it will skip back to 1. So if it's past the 40 number limit, you're screwed, so you can't search the other 200 players. To it wouldn't, and then it goes to from that to, okay, you can only search up the most recent 20 players out of the 200 players you've played with. So if it's past that number, you're not looking at all, because it just shows only 20 players that you've played with, which is ridiculous. And that devolves to the whole recent, to now somewhat most recent, when they do the recent squads, where you can't invite them, but you can add them to what I just talked about. So yeah, that's the whole history of the recent player list, and it's really fucked up, but that's where we're at. Let's see here. Okay, that's really bizarre. Okay, so now we're at the next issue at hand. Initially, it said I had less than, when I was doing the beta for Vanguard, it said I had less than what I had. So if I had completed all the challenges, I said I had 19 out of 20, which I had completed all the challenges. So it wouldn't give me the final, or I hadn't completed all the challenges. I had like missing 2, so it wouldn't get. It would say, which I'm still missing 2, because I had already completed this one and this one. Those were already completed, but they took these away and made me and increased the number as if I hadn't completed them, which is why it's exactly at 10 and exactly at 300, because that was what the top was for Vanguard. And then this one was an earlier tier and an earlier tier. And what it was, since it's at 20, it had said, because technically these 2 were already completed, so what it should be is 18 out of 20. So it gave me 17 out of 20. Then they did one of the silent updates, and then it said 19 out of 20. Or no, that's not right. Hold up, because I remember it being minus amount and then plus 1. Oh, now I remember. Okay, so yeah, it was minus 2. So if I had 18 out of 20, it actually told me I had 16 out of 20, which was retarded. Then it went to 17 out of 20, because it took away 1, or added 1. And then it went to 18 out of 20, and just kept going up, and I hadn't actually done any calling cards because I was taking a break from it. And now we're at 19 out of 20, meaning I have 1 more than I actually have. Like, these technically are completed, the game's just bugging out. And I don't know if I mean, it's honestly anything goes. It could be them just being, trolling with the community because they're assholes, or it could be them just being lazy assholes, and it's unintentional because, the game is bugging out because every time they make an update and quote-unquote fix things, more problems come that the solution either doesn't fix you issue, it's a semi-patch which barely fixes the issue, or it might fix one minor issue but then cause a whole new plethora of other issues, or issues that are way more problematic than the issues they actually fixed. So now I have 19 out of 20, even though I technically don't have 19 out of 20, which is dumb as fuck, because when I was doing the Vanguard I had 2 left, and now I still have 2 left, but now it's saying I have 19 out of 20 done, which doesn't make any sense. Why would I have 19 out of 20 done when I still have 2 to go? So that's just dumb. It should say 18 out of 20 because these officially are done, not 19 out of 20. So it goes from 16 out of 20, 17 out of 20, 18 out of 20, which is the correct number, now 19 out of 20. What, is the next silent update going to say 20 out of 20? But then, yeah, it's not going to give me this, this Mastery Rewards calling card. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like they're slowly going up. So it's just bullshit. It makes no goddamn sense. So yeah, and you can watch my previous videos. It just doesn't make any sense where it shows I already have these 2 done. Yeah, it was still subtracting 2. It just doesn't make any sense. And they've never done anything like this before where the number didn't match the rendering. It just normally, I mean, it did, but it never like this, where, for example, it wouldn't be for the calling card itself, it would be for their progression. So if let's say it, because it's technically 300 out of 300, it shouldn't say 300 out of 400. So let's say I had completed 290, right? And after a couple of games, it would take that and either half it, only give me 1 kill per game, no matter how many assault rifle kills I got. It wouldn't give it to me at all. It would give me 1 kill every 60 games. That was progression towards the challenge. Now, this is a whole new thing, because it's no longer progression towards the challenge. This is the challenge being completed itself, and then it registering the progression of how many challenges are completed. So there's the progression of the individual challenges, and there's the progression of how many challenges are completed in the, see that yellow bar of Season 1 Prestige Master. Now, it's no longer the individual progression of each challenge. Now it's the progression of every challenge that's already completed, and then telling you how many you have to get until you get the Prestige 1, or Season 1 Prestige Master calling card, which is the Mastery Reward. So, it's just one thing after another, and it's just so, it keeps elevating itself, so you can't help but think when they've done so many things intentional in the past and currently, what's one more? So it's hard to say. Is it their laziness that defines them, or their intentional fuckery where they're trying to fuck with the community? Because they've done both, they're continuously doing both, and it's really up in the air. It could go either way. Their intention, because you get two kind of trolls, right? Some of them are no micers. You have people who are intentionally doing the wrong thing, the stupid thing, everything they know they're not supposed to do because they're intentionally retarded. Then there's unintentional retardation, where it's like they don't know what the fuck they're doing because they're noobs, and they're no micers, and they're just doing the wrong thing. Everything that they're not supposed to do, they're doing it because they're just noobs and they're just dumb as fuck. They don't have any common sense. They're like little legal retards on the game. So if it tells you to go straight, even if you're new, they'll go backwards. And it's not even, like they're trying to troll. They're just literally fucking that retarded. They're medically retarded. So it blows my mind. Because even someone with the least amount of common sense would know, okay, it's telling me to go forward, let me push forward. It's like someone has never grasped the basic of mathematics or education. It's like 1 + 1 is butthole, and 2 + 2 is fish. Stupid shit like that, right? So it's unintentional retardation because they're medically, legally retarded, or it's intentional retardation because they're just fucking toxic trolls, or it's a little bit of both because they're trying to troll, but they're also fucking stupid. and that's that's a psychotic bullshit in and of itself. So it's crazy. So that's issue number 4. I think that about covers it. I mean, I talked about this previously. They shoved back in. They got rid of the whole flashbang grenade challenge. They stuck in the challenge that's been glitched since the birth. This devil spawn of Hacko. Call of Duty Hacko. Half-assed crossover. That's what this is. Where is it? 7 objective challenges or whatever. Here it is. 7 defender kills in objective-based game mode. There is no fucking objective-based game mode ever in the history of Warzone. It just doesn't exist. And the ones that quote-unquote you could consider or may let pass to be objective-based, it didn't register. It didn't track. Not a single time, not a single kill, not ever, 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 never, ever. So even then, the one times you could consider, yeah, well, there are objective game modes on Warzone, but even that, the game didn't, you know, realize it. So it's like, okay, so even those don't work, and they stopped doing those. So why do you keep forcing this down our throats when it clearly doesn't work? It's just retarded. And the multiplayer daily challenges are completely separate from the Warzone daily challenges. If you actually owned Call of Duty Hacko, Cold War, or Vanguard. So it doesn't matter either way. So it's just dumb. And that's issue number 5. That's an ongoing. I believe that's it. Some guy joined my game. Do I even have him as a... Oh yeah, I do. I haven't seen him in a while. What is up, K&E? Hello, hello? Mic check. Mic check, testing 1, 2. Okay, his mic's not working, so I will play with you later when your mic decides to work. Yeah, it's just like, I'm not going to add someone who doesn't have a mic. It just doesn't make any sense. You need communication. Half of communication is, if not most of communication, is teamwork. Or sorry, backwards. Half of teamwork, if not most, the majority of teamwork is communication. If you don't have that, you're screwed, right? So, if you're too busy texting someone in the whisper chat, you're too busy leaving yourself open and easy to extermination and letting your team get picked apart. So if let's say you're covering your teammate's rear and you're deciding to let them know, hey, we should move this way, or hey, I think I hear something over there, you're still distracted. So even if you're trying to warn us that there's guys behind us, it's already too late. By the time you're texting it, it's too late. We're already all dead because we're depending on a retard, which that's our fault in the first place for depending on a retard. I mean, if you have the money to spend and splurge on a $400 system, you have the money to buy a $5 mic, so it's just bullshit. No excuse. Honestly, those people are the scum of the earth. You cannot tell me that someone has the money to spend on a $400 system, but they don't have the money to spend on a $5 headset. It could be a shitty headset. It could be an annoying headset. Even one that's decent and isn't annoying and has basic quality where you're not pissing off your teammates, and it has basic, you know, non-ear raping quality, and you can hear footsteps and shit somewhat. That's fucking $20. You know, that's a decent headset that isn't like a really good one, but it's something gonna last you a month to 3 months. That's $20. And even a $50 headset, you know, $20 to $50 headsets that are pretty fucking decent. The $20 one will last you anywhere from like 3 months to 9 months. $200, and I'm paraphrasing. You know, I'm spitballing here, right? $50 will last you like maybe a year or two, and then the ones that you splurge on that you know are high quality are gonna last you either for the rest of your life or 10 years, as long as you take good care of them. You know, you're not fucking smashing them and throwing them across and rage, you know, because you're enraging because of all the hackers you're playing against and whatnot, or the idiotic, stupid teammates that are the most condescending, hypocritical, ironic bullshitters. Like, oh, fuck you, man, I was coming to help you. It's like, oh, but you weren't. You were too busy looting, or you're too busy staring at the floor, or you're too busy having gay butt buddy fantasies about the enemy that's literally shooting you and shooting me, and you're like, oh, fuck you, man, for calling me out for my bullshit. Fuck you, ho ho, fuck you. I'm gonna be pissed off at you for calling me out for the bullshit and exposing me for doing some retarded shit. It's like, here's an idea. Don't do something retarded, and no one will call you out for your retardation. Ever think of that? Learn from your betters, learn from your superiors, humble yourself, and become a better person and a better player. It just blows my... The world's gone to shit. I'm losing hope for humanity. Oh, God. It's just... Anyway, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you like. I try to find content. I try to expose all these things that no other YouTuber is exposing. So, before anybody else, and I just kind of, the whole reason I found my channel, it's like, right, all the YouTubers that are quote-unquote saying they're finding all the glitches and all the problems are not. They're either doing the bare minimum, lying, leaving out vital information, or completely avoiding it altogether. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do the one thing that no other YouTuber has ever done. Small or big, no matter what they just are not covering these vital pieces of data. I'm going to do it. So, I hope you guys appreciate it. And yeah. I have a Patreon. It would help me out a bunch to get an editor to support me, support my family, and to get better equipment to help make these videos better and more entertaining for you guys. Until next time, guys. Peace.